Hello guys, KP Shamino here with a new video for Call of the Wild the Angler. And I saw the last couple of days a lot of people watching my video overview spin fishing lure presentation, but that was a video that is like 1 year old. So I decided to make a new one. Why? Because the previous one is a little bit outdated, not that much, it still works. But you can automatically now jig, you can automatically twitch. So that's in the game. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit more than I said in that video. So we are going to start with the basics. So I'm going to start with the basic because I see a shitload of new people coming into this game. And it's not all simple fishing games. I know that. So we are going to start with the basics. I'm going to show you guys the lures. I'm going to show you guys what is a jig head and what is jigging. Then I'm going to make a setup for you guys. What do you need to do? What do you need to watch? It's not that complicated in this game. And then we are going to do the presentation. So how do you do the presentation and what is important with the presentation? So let's get started first with the equipment that you need to have. So if you talk with Sophia here and you buy equipment, important for fishing with spin fishing, that is that you got a spinning rod or a bait casting rod. So that are the both types of rods that you can use. What is the difference? With the spinning rod, the reel is under the rod, and with the casting rod, the reel is above the rod. But that's not all. Mostly of the time, casting rods are a little bit stronger and the reels are stronger too. So you will see that the heaviest spinning setup without using trophy tokens is a casting rod with a reel. You can see it. So the highest spinning rod, the strength goes to 13 kilogram maximum line strength. That's the aasvogel. This is a spinning rod. And if you have a look to the bait casting rod, it goes to 25. So this is the strongest spinning rod that you can buy without using tokens. So if you go for very big fish, you need to use this. Just to say with the reels, so a spinning reel you put on a spinning rod. You can see here that the strength is 5 kilogram maximum and 10 kilogram max drag. If we go now to the bait casting reels, it's a lot higher. 10 kilogram, 20 kilogram. So that's the gear, but that's not all. That's the rods and the reels that you can buy here, but there are very heavy rods and reels too that you can buy in this game. Yeah, not buy, you need to farm it and then buy it. They are over here. So if you come to Sophia again, you need to go to local souvenirs. And if you click here on equipment, you will see that you can buy, I think here, 3 or 4 rods that are very heavy too. So this is the heaviest setup in the game, but what do you need to have? You need to have those stars 1000. That's mission rating. So what does that mean? If you do a challenge or a mission, you get a certain amount of points and your rating will go up. You guys can see I don't like missions and challenging. You ask yourself, how is this possible that you got this equipment? Because before the previous patch you could buy it with just money. Because I had that question today. Another thing, then you see the gold. That's simple, you get it for fish. And then you see like an icon, a gold icon, a blue icon, and a purple icon. That's very simple. You get 1 token if you get the gold. So 1 yellow token. Then the blue is a diamond. If you get a diamond, you get 1 token of that. And the legendary is if you get a legendary, you get 1 legendary token. So this takes a long time to farm. So take it from me, this will take weeks if you want to do that, because the ratings take a lot of time. So, but I want to show you guys that these are spinning and casting setups too, and this is the heaviest one that you can have in the game. Then the next part, so the lures. So you guys can see here the lures. That's what you need to use on a spinning setup or a casting setup. So you got here, we start with the spinner baits. They are all the same except the hook. So you see here a 2.0. So this is the biggest hook. This is the smallest hook that you can use on a spinner bait. Why is that important? Very simple. In this game, you got ranks. juvenile, bronze, silver, gold, and diamond. And you can exclude a rank. For example, a juvenile will bite probably on a hook 8, but never will bite on a hook 1. So you will never get a juvenile on hook 1. So you can narrow the ranks by getting a bigger hook. That's the only difference. So always remember that if you start fishing here, don't buy a 1 hook, because you're not going to catch a lot of fish. Because you probably exclude a lot of ranks and they are not going to bite. So always remember that. Then we got here the spinners. It's just the same, but I think they start on a 10. We got the poppers. We got the frogs. This is top water, by the way. So a popper and a frog is top water. They are on the surface. They are not popping or walking in this game, but they are on the surface. This is a spoon. This is a swim bait. And this is a jerk bait. And this is a crankbait. It does not matter. You don't need to jerk with a jerk bait. Most presentations are just the same. It's not into depth, this game, but I want to show you guys that. Then another thing that you can see here is, and you can see it in the inventory too, you see here the technique. So this is the technique that is going to have the most attractment from the fish. So if you go with a spinner bait, try to do constant stop and go or twitching. You can see it in your inventory too, so you don't need to do it always, because if you're on site, you cannot see in the shop. But if you go to your backpack and you hover here over a crankbait, you can see it here too. Constant and twitching is really good for a crankbait. So always remember that if you're not sure what kind of presentation you want to do or you need to do this. Very simple. Then we are going back to my most favorite shop owner, Sophia. But that's not all. So that are simple lures, crankbaits and all that stuff. But there is something in the game that is called soft plastics. And that's spinning too. So you guys can see what is a soft plastic. It's like, yeah, plastic. And you need to put it on a jig head. The jig head is something like this. So you see a weight and then you see a hook. And you stick the soft plastic over this hook. And then you fish with it. Once again, just the same. The jig heads, they got the hook size. Once again, just the same. So they go from 10 to 4. And then you got the soft plastics. And what do you see on the soft plastics? Very simple. You just see what you need to do. So you can do this jigging. Here you can do jigging, constant and twitching. But there is something very important too. So you see here my grub. The hook minimum is 1.0 and the hook maximum is 3.0. So if you try to put this on a jig head that is 1, it's not going to fit. That's the problem. So if you buy a jig head and you buy a soft plastic and you think by yourself, why I cannot equip this? Because you need to watch here the hook minimum and maximum. That's what you need to have. I can put this grub on a jig head with a 1.0, a 2.0 and a 3.0, but not a 1. So I need to buy probably a smaller one. So if I want to put it on a 1, this is the one. So always remember that you don't start buying stuff because it looks cool, because it needs to fit the jig head. So that's all the equipment. And what I'm going to show you guys now is we are going to make a setup. So what you need to do is you need to go to inventory and then you click here on rods. And then here I still got something open. So what can you do here? By the way, before I forgot, there is a spinning DLC for free on Steam. Be sure that you pick it up. It's this. So I can show you guys it in game before I forgot. You just need to activate the DLC and you get rods for free. But I'm going to warn you guys because that DLC is very overpowered and is going to take away the fun in leveling. I say it at the front. So if you go to storage, you can see it here. So that's the free equipment. It's already 18 kilogram of strength. And this is the free equipment reels. They look really cool. You can see it here. But it's very strong equipment. You can get this at level 0, you know, because it's a free DLC. But I'm going to say to you guys that you know it. Okay, now a setup. And then we are going to do the presentation. So a setup is not that complicated in this game. So you just push rods here and then you got 2 options for spin fishing. That's this So simple lure fishing, and that's jigging. The jigging, I told you guys, that's the soft plastics with the jig head. So if you click here, you get this screen. You can click here on a rod. You can click here on a reel, but I don't have a reel. What we are going to do is this. So I can show you guys really quick how can you disassemble a setup. Very simple. Just do this. Get this away. And you do this. Okay, and now this is gone. This is the fastest way to get rid of a setup. So let's make a setup. So here is a rod. This is going to be a spinning rod or a casting setup. A casting rod. Then we are going to take a reel. And this... that was a little bit of a fault of me taking right away the reel. Let's get the reel away. So if you take a casting rod or a spinning rod, what is important and what is the most important for a setup in this game is the maximum line strength. So that's really strange, but that's the only thing that matters. The other things don't really matter in this game. Of course, you need to watch it. If you go with 20 kilogram of line strength and you go with the 2 kilogram of reel, you break almost, how can I say it? The reel cannot handle it. That's the problem. Sometimes it happens, but it's not like rocket science in this game. So you just need to watch the line strength. This is 20 kilogram. So you cannot put on this setup a 21 kilogram. So if you got a line and it's not matching, it does not want to go on your setup, that means that the line is stronger than the maximum line strength of your rod. That's the only thing that matters. So then the next one is the reel. And the reel, what do reels got in this game? Strength and maximum drag. So if you put your drag full, it's 20 kilogram. It's not always right on the kilogram. Always remember that. So start with a low drag and go up. The drag is something like a brake. So what can I put here on? I can put everything on it, and you guys can see this cannot be on this line. Why? Because this line is 45 kilogram. Therefore, I cannot equip it. It's higher than the line strength. So I'm going to put here 20 kilogram. That's nicely on the line strength. And then I'm going to put something else on. Let's put the spinner on it, or maybe the crankbait. Yeah, the crankbait. And now the setup is complete. And you guys can now see that if I push 4, this rod is coming out. So just push 4 and you see this is a setup. And what we are going to do now is, I'm going to talk really quick about the lines. I'm not sure that people need to have that, but I wanted to have it in the video. So lines, you got 3 kind of lines. Mono, you got fluorocarbon, you got braid. Braid is a little bit longer. So braid is thinner. In this game it's a little bit longer too. But there is not a lot of difference. In this game there are no shy fish that can see line. I don't see a difference. So it's not into depth. It does not really matter. You just need to hover over it, and the strength is the most important for your rod line strength. So that's what you can have. So let's have a look now. Now we are going to do the presentations with the setup that we just made. And I'm going with my boat in the water, because a little bit later I'm going to make a jigging setup too. I'm going to have a look really quick that I got jigs with me, because otherwise I need to come back and I don't want to do that. So let's have a look. So I can make here a jigging setup if you guys want. So let's click here. Let's take this. I'm going to throw some line on it, a little bit bigger. Here is the jig head, and here is the worm that I can put. So this is a jigging setup. Just the same, don't look at the rod and the reel, because it's not a good setup. I just want to show you guys this is a jigging setup. Now at number 1 we got the jigging, and at number 4 we got a lure setup. Because I need to show you guys the jigging on a jigging setup. That's normal. I cannot do jigging. I think I can do jigging on a lure setup too, but I want to show it on a jigging setup too. So let's get the boat. Here we go. Interact. Take the boat. And now we are going a little bit more to the middle of the water. And what is important now, first of all, if you guys start the game and you didn't saw it yet, so you probably cannot cast how I cast. like this, like every other fishing game. How does that come? Very simple. You just need to go escape, options, accessibility, and you need to put this on. Accessible cast. If you put that on, you throw like me. Be sure you do it, otherwise you get insane in your head. Take it from me. So what we are going to do now is, so you guys just saw I got a crankbait, you just throw in. And now you see at the bottom left, you see something. So W and X. That's your drag. So that's the break. You guys saw on the reel a maximum drag and a minimum. So always start at the minimum and see how far you can go. Because at the right, where you see 35.1 meter, you will see that a red bar is coming around. If the red is totally full, you break your shit. So start with the break very low and build it up to put pressure on the fish. Then above the drag, you see 3 multiple. What does that mean? Very simple, the speed of your reel. So you can put it on 6 and you can see 6 is this and this is 1. So that's how fast you reel in and how slow you reel in. So that's very simple. Another thing that you see at the bottom right, 20.8 meter, that's how far I'm out. And then you see 5 meter and under that number 21 meter. The 21 meter is the depth here. So I'm not on the bottom at the moment. So I'm almost at the surface now. So if you want to fish on the bottom, sometimes you need to do that. You need to let it sink until 21 meter. And then you can see I'm on the bottom. So what we are going to do is, the first presentation is very simple. So you guys see now there is a bar going from left to right in yellow. With constant, that's not that important. What is constant? That's the first retrieve that you can do. You just keep reeling. That's very simple. You just keep reeling. And what is important with your presentation, that the icon that is saying that you're doing constant is constantly yellow. Fish will not bite if it is not yellow. I tested it. So if I stop now and the yellow is gone, the fish is gone. So a fish is chasing your bait. The moment that the yellow becomes, what is it, white gray, he stops. He swims away. You can see that. You can test it yourself. So that means that the icon of the certain presentation always need to be yellow. So that's constant. That's very simple. You just reel it in. Another thing that you can do, you do a miscast cast or something. Push E is going to quick retrieve. It will help you sometimes. For example, you put like the wrong lure on and you want to get it back in. Just do that. Then the next one, that's a little bit more complicated. The stop and go. So what is stop and go? You stop and you reel. You stop and you reel. But how do you do it? So you see the bar going. What I always do is I reel 1 bar and I stop 1 bar. So I reel, I stop. I reel, I stop. I reel, I stop. I reel, I stop. For 1 bar, I reel. Perfect presentation. So that's how you need to do it. That's how it works. Once again, my icon was the entire time yellow, so my lure is going to attract fish with stop and go. And then the other 2 are very simple. So you guys see at the left, you see control. Twitching, you just push control. All what you need to do, I tried it in the past, we didn't have that. And it's a pain in the ass if you need to do it by yourself. And then, if you twitch, you need to reel too. You're not going to get the fish by just twitching at the same position. You need to reel in. With jigging, that's a totally different story. But now you can see I'm twitching. Just keep pushing control. If you want to do some jigging on this lure, you just need to push spacebar. Here we go. And you can reel in. Jigging, you can jig at 1 position without reeling in. I'm not sure that you can do it with the reel, but you can do it with soft plastics. So this is jigging. Very simple. Push spacebar and then you're done. I'm going to push E. And now I'm going to show you guys the jigging with a jig head and with the soft plastic. So here we go. That's the last method that I'm going to show you guys, and that's most of the time how I fish with the soft plastic. So you just let it sink, and then you just start doing jigging. You need to watch it. There is one thing that you need to watch. I didn't know that, somebody said it. You need to watch that you don't have too much slack on your line, because otherwise you're not pulling the jig head on. So this works. You can do this, you will get fish this way. So just do that. You don't need a reel, you just need to do that. So that was it, guys, for the video. I think everything is in it. It's updated now, and I thank you guys for watching, and I see you guys in next video. Bye bye.